To what would you give each moment in a day if you knew that you only get 4 unique and different days to shine? It is such an arbitrary number, 4 to be sure. But the parameters are set. You know the day of your execution or of your deliverance. This is a trial by combat. It's a day to define you, a day to test you, a day where all the torturous hours of training come together, where it's you, your gun, your preparation, your teammates, and your tenacity on display, dissected by your enemies, with your skill, your will to win, weighed and measured. It is your chance to prove to the world that in this small slice of place and time, that you above all others are to be remembered, to be respected. In the sport of paintball, it will come down to Sunday, the holy day, and you get to earn your place in the game. And in 2021, you get 4 of these. So this is the story of many moments, but of 1 year of what happens on 4 Sundays.
They have to, they know it, right? Smart fucking paintball.
Malice is just saving the day again, and Malice gets a cross-field shot as well.
Guys couldn't make the corner like I was as consistent.
They get Konstantin Fedorov back. They have Todd Martinez as the coach. Randy Smith is intent on building a championship team.
I got the chills, and I was like, we're going to win this tournament.
Pressure's all on them because they're #1 team. We're the 20th place team.
Level undefeated, the #1 seed in their division.
They have everything to lose, and we have nothing to lose.
No one can touch Dynasty here. That was a complete masterclass.
You go to bed dreaming you get to play Impact on Sunday and send them home. Then you dream you get to play Houston Heat. Who's the other Titan? Dynasty. There's no better feeling than going up against the big Titans.
We are back, 2021 NXL World Cup, the biggest, most important tournament of the year. See all these stories conclude here, not just in the professional division, but also we'll see the divisional best here on center court come Sunday. But right now we're in day 2 of the prelim action. Set 2, it's going to be San Antonio X Factor taking on the MLKings, San Diego Aftermath, and AC Diesel. So, Rich, yesterday, San Antonio X Factor got off to a little bit of a slow start against Seattle Uprising. Went down by 3, but then 9 unanswered points to get a big Mercy Rule win for them. The MLKings had an interesting day. They took a Mercy Rule loss to Houston Heat, but then they won in overtime against Uprising. So they still have a chance because if you slowly put these wins on the board, you get to that 3-1 status. They're probably going to be playing on Sunday. If you have a terrible spread, you might still be playing in a wild card round, but as it stands right now, if the MLKings can find a way to summon the skill and the spirit to beat one of the legends in the game in San Antonio X Factor, they still have a chance to move on. Even if they went on at 2-2, if they can get a big win in their 4th game. Regardless, always a lot at stake in every one of these prelim matches. Yeah, San Antonio X Factor made it to the finals of the last event here. On the break, they are going to be losing a body here early, Rich. It's going to be Jesse Stevens taking the walk from D1, but they shoot a body here from the snake side and another one real quick. So
4-on-3 advantage for X Factor. Jesse Stevens played really, really good for X Factor yesterday, but got caught on the break there, going to D1.
Tom Guest getting checked out by the ref. So Tom Guest getting picked up. Love that pickup, actually, to try to give Rainey a little bit of a break. Plays the same position as him, as Rainey's dealing with multiple injuries.
4-on-2 advantage now for X Factor.
Oh, 4-on-1. Yeah, it's not looking good here for the MLKings. Terrible start for them. They do get a shot on Sean Salcedo. It's kind of a tough death for him. Not looking at very many bodies, but they still have 3 bodies to here close, and actually going to see a towel pretty quick, even with the one. It was a 1-on-3, and that's going to be a point for X Factor to start out this battle. San Diego Aftermath yesterday going 2-0, taking down the Ironman in overtime in the rain, and also defeating AC Dallas. So Aftermath sitting at 2-0 today. Even though some roster roulette, not having Mike Kim in here, no Troy Erickson, no Alex Keys, pick up Cody Chong. Really liked what we saw at Cody Chong yesterday playing the snake. Kind of one of those guys, Rich, that just might as well let him start at the 50.
Yeah, Kim and Chong were both clocking in.
Yeah, Kim was also doing some work there on the D side, but they got some production out of pretty much everybody. Thought Hallberg had a really good day yesterday. I mean, obviously, when you win 2 games, something's working, right? Those are 2 very close matches, though, so they're sitting at 2-0 with a +2.
Good breakout for Diesel. DJ right to snake 1, Mark Johnson up to the wing, Ben over there to the Dorito side tower now, moving up again.
Yeah, and I love watching Diesel play because they love to play aggressive.
Yep.
And it's one of those teams, you know, when we talk about dark horses that could win a tournament at some point in the future, I really believe in AC Diesel's squad. I think that Mark Johnson has assembled a pretty stellar group and a good mix of players. And it just, how much time is it going to take them to figure it out? We don't know. A win over Aftermath would be pretty big for them right now, considering Aftermath in their division undefeated.
And how did Diesel look yesterday?
Diesel lost to Dynasty in their first match. I believe that was a 3-point match. And I think that's the only game they played yesterday. So right now, looking pretty good here, taking some ground with BJ Henningberg, snake side.
Yep,
But
one body advantage.
But look at this, like we talked about, man. Cody Chong just pretty much unstoppable as far as getting to his position. And he made some good moves from it yesterday. So I think that's a really good pickup. You know, he was doing really good until he broke his leg, and then he broke his arm too. So he's just kind of been a little bit of a glass cannon. But he gets caught.
Trying to be sneaky.
Yeah, trying to be a little too crafty over there. If he had launched, might have just able to get out, shoot BJ. But now BJ is going to take over the attack here. He's going to get to the 50 for AC Diesel. And talk about big pickups. You know, getting after the kind of destruction of the starting line from AC Dallas last year, getting BJ Henningberg was huge.
BJ gets that kill down the tape on his snake.
Nice job by BJ here. Yeah, the bodies are dropping right now. Not looking good for San Diego Aftermath. Body Baginski taking the walk for AC Diesel, but Henningberg and Mark Johnson getting it done. And that is going to do it.
A little bit weak on that close, but other than that, Diesel looked really good. The beginning and middle part of that point was really strong for them.
Yeah, so again, just that one game yesterday for AC Diesel, currently sitting at 0 wins, 1 loss with a -3. So, I mean, you can get in at 2-2, but for Diesel to have a real good chance of for sure making Sunday, they need to put up a win here, and preferably by more than just 1.
Yeah.
Diesel.
You ain't lying, Matty.
Well, tomorrow Diesel plays AC Dallas,
Well,
and on paper they should be beating AC Dallas.
Yep.
And then they play the Ironman. The Ironman looked pretty tough. The Ironman looked really good at the last event. Ironman did lose yesterday in 2 overtime games by 1.
They did have some good points, though, where they looked real good.
Yeah.
They just got to string more of those good points together. We go MLKings, X Factor dropping 2 on the break, 3 on the break, Matty. MLKings shooting 3 guys on the break. Incredible breakout for MLKings. They play in the pocket, so now they got to get out of the pocket, but with only 2 guys, which is Colt Roberts in the can and Billy Bernacci in the snake cake, it's going to be easy for them to get, for MLKings to get down the field.
Archie, Meter, and Bulls taking the walk, and here comes just MLKings flooding down the field, gunned up.
Yeah, Kyle Berry flies up there.
Getting to some good spots. Kyle Berry played some really solid paintball yesterday.
He sure did, man. Kyle Berry's also got a marketing company. Does a lot of marketing. I'd like to see him do some marketing for one of the paintball companies here pretty soon.
Ryan Brand had seen enough. Gonna quick concession to save Billy a little pain. So tying things up now here, MLKings with just some beautiful off the break shooting. It's always nice to start 5-on-3 or 5-on-2.
And yeah, and if you throw that point away, that's on you, right? If you're 5-on-3 or 5-on-2 and you lose that point, well, that's on you.
So it looks like Lauren Kelly has an update for us. Lauren, what do you got?
Yeah, we always talk about communication on the field, but Thomas Kim on Aftermath said communication has to start in the pits. He said it's essentially crucial to not only break down what happened during the previous point, but also get on the same page before you go out for the next point. So that communication has to be just as on point in the pits as it is on the field.
In the pits is fundamentally important. We talk about this a lot. When you see the top teams and we go into the pits with them, they are constantly talking about the little tiny things. Even when they win points, they could smash a team and come back and still be talking about that last point. So Aftermath right now trying to scurry Unger into the snake, and he's going to get into snake too. That's mirrored up though, and it looks like Diesel taking the early walk with Baginski again and Clint Johnson. So see if the Iceman can tighten things up on that D side. 3 bodies left alive right now for AC Diesel. They don't have anyone on that D side.
Yeah, 5-on-3 advantage here for Aftermath. Aftermath player going forward into that 50 snake.
Yeah, it's Unger.
He's got Mark Johnson inside of him and BJ right in front of him.
It's Unger looking for it, and he's going to run the outside route. Sacrifices his body to take out BJ Henningberg, and then Hallberg is going to play off of that. That's a good move in a 5-on-3 situation. Mark Johnson tries to attack the attackers, but gets caught from that inside route. So
4-on-1 now, Matty. Ben Challenger over there in the Drio Tower is going to have to do some wheeling and dealing if he wants to pull this one off. And
Yeah.
take him out.
I was going to say, if Ben pulls this one out, that's going to be move of the day. But it's definitely did not happen. So now Aftermath answers. We got 2 tie games, 1-1.
Back and forth, Matty.
That's what we want to see as fans. I mean, I'm sure these teams would love to come out here and just smash, but it's not always fun to watch blowouts.
Nope.
So
X
yeah,
Factor taking the field.
X Factor coming out. It's good to see Colt Roberts back in the mix.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Texas legend. You know, with
Like watching him play paintball.
yeah, with COVID, haven't seen Colt much out here for San Antonio X Factor, but it's always going to help that roster to have Colt Roberts out there on the field playing typically that Dorito side. He's the master over there. Heard he was.
Looks like they've switched him a little bit and put him more in the defensive role, still on the drill side, but instead of the first attacker blocking first and then attacking later.
And you got Colt out there, Archie, Sean Salcedo, Billy Bernaccia, and it looks like Jesse Stevens.
Let's see if they change up and survive the breakout by going to the pocket.
Yeah, they do go pocket, but they're going to lose Sean Salcedo as he tries to get the Aztec behind the snake, and then here comes Archie's going to launch. They do not shoot anyone on the MLKings, and MLKings take ground. Betcourt into the snake.
So the one guy they went outside of the pocket, they lost, Matty. And I think Sunday we're going to see a lot of pocket paintball on the break.
Yeah.
Wow, I love MLKings' aggression here, man.
Bettencourt onto X Factor's side of the field. Archie trying to shoot that bounce shot here on Bettencourt. Bettencourt also trying to shoot, looks like a bounce shot of his own.
He's canceling the bounce shot by putting enough paint there. So that
Yeah, they're shooting the bounce shots into each other right now, putting a ton of paint on that brick. Archie gets gun dominant on that lane, then gives it up Bettencourt. Now they're in a pretty solid snapshot, close battle.
Yeah, you
Archie
gotta be
Montemayor,
careful
Bettencourt.
gunfighting with Archie because he's a savage.
Yeah, well, Archie's one of the best players in the world, but Bettencourt's been one of the young phenoms. He's actually not that young, and here comes move up in the center, and it looks like we're going to see another concession very quickly. There still were 2 bodies left alive, but it was a matter of time, though. I mean, you had, I don't know, Billy's kind of freaking out at the pits a little bit, maybe feeling that they wanted a little bit more time to work with, but and they did shoot 1 body. I don't know if Ryan saw that body come off, but it still looked like the MLKings were going to start flooding down that D side. I think it was a 4-on-2.
Yeah, just like the players need to know the coaches need to know the players, right? And you know Ryan's going to concede that point if you're not attacking, right? So Billy, if he wanted more time, he should have done something to get more time.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, yeah, and you see the replay here. This is from the move from in the AC Diesel match, that Unger move. And then here's the last one from, see, Bettencourt and Archie both shooting that bounce shot. Didn't work out. So then here came the move. He got clipped, but there still were just a lot of bodies left on MLKings.
5 alive for both squads. Diesel making the first move up to the center with Ben Challenger going to that center tower looking snake side. He's in a good position to catch that guy as he transitions down the snake side of the field.
5 alive, yeah, and pocket it up a little bit, start things out, but it works out, get a kill. Grayson Gladstone taking the walk, but here comes a move up the center of the field as Ben Challenger is going to bunker out Hallberg.
Yeah, lucky not to get a penalty.
Yeah, he looked like he had a hit. Yeah, he had a hit on his
Yeah.
back. It was a pretty big one, so Ben might have got away with one there. And then here comes Unger. Unger moving up now into the snake. BJ Henningberg right in front of him. Who's going to be the one to win this battle is going to be BJ. So BJ playing pretty good right now in this first couple points. BJ's going to run through. Got to be careful not to get a penalty on this one. Yeah, I was going to say, there's a couple extra steps there for BJ. It's going to draw a major penalty.
Pulling the last 2 Diesel players. I think it might be a no point, Matty, because I don't think there's anyone left on.
I think there's one
left.
body. Yeah,
Who
it's
is it?
Thomas Kim.
Shocking. Thomas Kim's alive to win the point.
So he's going to take a knee, actually, and just make sure in all that chaos that it's going to let them concede the point, which they do. So Aftermath looking like Diesel was going to take that one. BJ running through, but just took a couple extra steps, and he had some bodies left. It's kind of a frustrating situation there for Diesel. Spots Aftermath point.
Matt, if you were going to pick up 2 Aftermath players.
Well, let me think about that real quick. Let's check in with Lauren.
Thanks. Billy Bernaccia came into the X Factor pit after that last point and said they need to have a bit more patience with the buzzer. He said that he believes MLKings are sloppy, and so they need to trust their teammates and give them a bit more time to turn points around.
So what were you saying?
If you could pick up 2 players on Aftermath, who would you pick up?
Well, the very first one, obviously, is Thomas Kim.
You're in love with Thomas Kim.
He's just really good.
Yeah, I didn't say he wasn't good. I just said you were in love with him.
Well, I just think that based on what we've seen the past few years, based on their roster, I don't think that. To me, it's unarguable that Thomas Kim is the best player on that team. The second guy is kind of really tough for me to pick because, between, Unger's so hit or miss. Hallberg's really consistent. Barrett is really good, but more at kind of like defensive role and as a 2. Then some of the other guys that shined aren't even here, so I can't really pick them. They're not even here. So, you got to have guys that are willing to be at every tournament. I understand real life gets in the way. Totally get that, and that's fine. But if I have to pick guys, then so anyway, jumping back in this one here, X Factor down by 1 to the MLKings, and they get Kyle Berry. The MLKings in a pretty good spot. We're looking over the shoulders here with our cable cam, eye in the sky. San Antonio X Factor here in the center of the field.
So if you look what X Factor has done, Matty, they've gone to the exact same breakout that Tampa Bay Damage did when they were losing their outside guy and losing points. They went strong pocket, 1 to the D1, and they're just locking up here, which is a great breakout, again, to save bodies on the break, but then you have to get outside of there. Ninos has to get out of that center cube and get into the snake or get into the Drio side, hole side. Because if Kyle can get into that 50 snake and wrap and kill a couple guys, it's going to really change this point.
Yeah, Kyle Berry in a really good position. Not typically the one on the snake side, but he's found his way to get into a 50.
Yeah, he's becoming one of those guys that just finds the position that he needs to be in to try to win the game or to try to, keep the game from being lost. And those guys are super, super valuable in the sport. X Factor with Colt Robertson back center, Billy Bernaccia in the snake corner, Mina Ninos in the little wing in the center. Oh, Billy gets caught going out. 4-on-5 advantage here for MLKings. Nope, they lose their snake player out of the corner there, so 4-on-4 now. Good little backfill there.
MLKings going to get Connor Kelly to come over here to the snake side.
Barry gets shot too, Matty.
Navarro in the center. And Mina Ninos, who, as far as most consistent players on any team, if I had to give that award right now, Meter might be getting it just because he's so good past couple seasons. And he's going to be crawling in the snake. Just seems to find himself into the right position most of the time. Tom Guest is going to go over and to that D side as the move being made by, is that Archie? Yeah, I think the move being made by Archie. Bunkers out Mingo. And then here comes Tom Guest dropping the hammer. And Colt Roberts alive in there as well, too, with Ninos, who was dealing with either a loader, paint issue, something rips his loader off. And
technical issue.
Runs. He's like, I gotta go clean up, guys. Tom, you got it? All right, cool. Colt, you good? You can tie this up. So, yeah, there's Colt Roberts and the tall Tom Guest.
And we have seen a dramatic change in the evolution of the lower and the mid-ranked teams here, man. There wasn't not very long ago when these teams would not be matching up like this at all. When these games would not be close. They'd be 6-0, 6-1. 7-1.
Makes it a lot more entertaining as a fan.
Yeah, we appreciate it for sure. Man, Diesel last event didn't look as well as they have been looking in Matty, and they haven't looked as well this event either. I don't know what's going on. Like, some of the teams are on their uprising, and Diesel's one of those teams that we've been talking about to kind of be a dark horse into, future winter event, but last event was the first time I've seen them stumble. I talked to you about, I watch them in 10-man, I watch them all over the place, and they always are consistently good with whatever they're doing, but last event and this event, they seem like there's something off about them.
Yeah. At the last event, Diesel going 1-3 in the prelims ended up taking 14th place.
I was there, Matt.
They did beat the Russians by 3 to start things out, so they looked good early, but then dropped to Dynasty by 3, lost to the Ironman by 1, and then lost to the MLKings by 3. So yeah, just a little puzzled as to what happened to AC Diesel at that second event because, the first 2 events, a 6th and a 10th. So unfortunately, they're going the wrong direction. See, they're trying to change that here at Cup. But down by 1 to Aftermath, but 2 bodies coming off early for Aftermath and 1 for Diesel, so it's a 4-on-3 situation.
Hallberg filling out to snake side. For Aftermath. Down 1 body here. Up 1 point with a little over 10 minutes left in the mat. Oh, Ben Challenger catches one of the hopper going forward. Doesn't get away with this one. So 3-on-3 now, Matty. Diesel caught in the pocket again.
Yeah,
Clint Johnson going back inside to the pocket instead of filling out to the snake. I don't like
the
that
death
move.
of Challenger is 4-on-3. You're down by 1. You just can't be losing high body situations.
Nope. And you know, Diesel's putting themselves in a position, Matty, where they have to play defensive. You know, they're basically playing the pocket, which makes you have to play defensive. And to me, that's just not their style of paintball.
I agree. I was going to say that they're not a defensive team.
It's, you know, I mean, obviously they can play defensively, but their strength is playing offensively. Their strength is playing fast. Their strength is playing lots of different bunkers.
Yeah, when you know, Clint Johnson, whatever, just pick any one of their attackers. I mean, even Mark. Mark's an offensive guy. He loves to go for it. He's always making those cool, big secondary moves. Well, no, it's just that Mark's an elder statesman out here, but he's still fit, and look, and now he's in a good spot. But
in the 50,
I'm trying to bring up evidence to support your argument here,
Thank you,
Rich.
Matt.
But still, you just love to argue with me. I get it.
I'm used to it. It's so shocking to me that I just didn't recognize it. But now that you've
see, even when I'm agreeing with you, you still just can't even take it. You know, take a compliment every now and then, Rich.
All right, I'll do it.
So Mark Johnson again in a pretty decent spot here, but here comes Hallberg hunting.
Just hunting. I love that. Hallberg's like, I'm not sure where he's at, but I know I'm gonna go get him.
Yeah, he's looking inside angle. He's going to come through. Might be getting the drop on Johnson. Oh, he does not, though.
He didn't even look at him. That was really sloppy.
You know, he went through real nicely until the point where it actually mattered.
Right where the guy has to be to stop you. But at the same time, Diesel loses another play on the snake side, Matty. So Diesel down to just 2 players left alive. I believe there's 2 players left alive. There's definitely 1 player left alive for Aftermath, but I think it's 2. I think it's a 2-on-2, Matty. Yep, 2-on-2 right now. Dorito 4 for Aftermath and Snake Cake. Oh, Mark Johnson gets shot 2-on-1 now with Clint Johnson in the back center by himself.
Yeah, Thomas Kim.
And as a coach, man, if I'm coaching Clint Johnson, I do not want him in the back center on this field, man. I want him up the middle of the field, down the snake, down the Dorito, anywhere other than that back line. I am looking at both the Johnson brothers as they come off, and they look like they're smashing a lot of paint, Matt. They've got a lot of yellow paint in their barrel. So that might be affecting him.
Another solid performance yet again here from Thomas Kim on the D side. I think Ramirez was in there as well too, staying alive, getting it done. And those were the 2 bodies, I believe, left alive actually. So, you know, tip a hat to them. There's Thomas Kim and Ramirez walking off, a little pound 30 seconds to take a lead, take a little bit bigger lead here. Tie ball game right now, though. X Factor and MLKings. A lot of time to go. 10:09 on the clock. And there is the starting 5. Looks like Colt's going to be getting another spin here. Good to see that. Jesse Stevens. Got Salcedo, new pickup from them, actually coming over from Diesel. And there was that move across. See, Hallberg, he was going, he just didn't check off on the brick, Rich.
Yeah.
You can see he was looking downfield. He was looking in the back center. He was looking D-side. He was not looking at that edge of the brick, and that's just the small mistake that he made that cost him.
Nice thing, though, is when you make a mistake like that, usually you don't forget those mistakes. X Factor pushing down the Dorito side of the field. Jesse Stevens over there. Colt Roberts inside of him in the little wing there playing defensively.
Billy Bernacci going to be taking the early walk here from the snake side, so no snake presence at all for X Factor, and Betancourt's at the 50, but a bomb goes off on the MLKings side. Yeah. Here comes the real quick push from both Colt Roberts and Jesse Stevens running a racket over there. So
the snake player for MLKings got in position, but he just sat there and didn't do anything, and eventually his whole team on the Dorito side got shot, and he got shot in the back before he ever shot his gun. He was just sitting in the 50 waiting for something to happen instead of wrapping around and killing people and winning the game. Missed opportunity there for the MLKings snake player.
Yeah, great job by Jesse Stevens and Colt Roberts on that D side, blowing it open and winning that point here for San Antonio X Factor to take a slight lead. And it's good for X Factor to get a little bit more depth. Also, you know, just it's tough, right? When you're Ryan Brand, you're Alex Martinez, you know, the leaders of that team. To keep enough bodies so that when you go deep on Sunday that you're going to have your guys fresh enough, because, you know, these guys are getting a little bit older. They're not 22 anymore playing like every single point. But I really like these new pickups and, you know, getting Sean Salcedo, getting Bowles, getting Colt back. That's great. Picking up Tom Guest.
I like Guest. I think that's a real good pick. And obviously, Colt's amazing. 5 alive for both teams, Matty. Diesel getting out of the pocket for the first time, getting in the snake early here. They do have a referee running in, though. T-Fez is running in, making a call. It's going to be a penalty. See, yeah, Clint Johnson got shot there on the break. Continue to play. 3 Diesel players coming out now. Only 2 Diesel players left alive. Mark Johnson in the wing on the Dorito side. And I can't see who it is over here on the snake side for Diesel, but 2-on-4. Aftermath 4-on-1 now.
Yeah, Diesel losing Johnson and
5-on-1, excuse
Baginski.
me.
Yeah, this is a real good looking point for Aftermath again. Yeah, Diesel, survivability an issue for them. They need to tighten things up on that D side. There's too many bodies on the break, not shooting enough.
And one of the things we talked about last night in the New York meeting, Maddie, was because there was a lot of penalties out here yesterday. And if you get shot in the pack and you continue to play, then you get pulled out and a buddy gets pulled out.
Yeah.
So what a lot of the top guys are doing is when they cross those gaps, they're looking to the referee and say, hey, will you check me, please, before they shoot their guns. And when they do that, the referee's not able to throw a major on them if they have a hit or a minor on them if they have a hit. They just eliminate those players. And some of the higher players and teams have figured that out quickly, and some of the guys haven't really figured that out. But if you go through a line of paint, if you're watching and you go through a line of paint and you're not sure, ask for that ref because those flags are coming fast and furious out there.
Yeah, and they have, as always, been a detriment and to the teams that even are getting a few. You know, just a couple penalties here or there it could be the difference maker in these close matches.
Yeah, it makes such a big difference. It steals your momentum.
Yeah, I mean, we've had nothing but we're only 2 sets in of 7. We got a lot of paintball to play today, but we've had nothing but close games so far, thank God. Body coming off early for X Factor, and it's going to be Archie taking the walk.
X Factor 3 across the back, 1 in the center can. MLKings with a very defensive lineup, in fact, with 4 across the back and the Dorito 1. This is a different lineup for MLKings. They've been attacking snake side and getting up the middle earlier, and I think that was working pretty well for them. Down a point here. I don't think they want to sit back and play at the longest, slowest point they can against X Factor, because I think that gives X Factor a big advantage.
Well, Betancourt and Navarro make some moves and stay alive. Betancourt to the brick here, into the snake. No one in that snake structure with him.
Yes, Guest doubles up that tower on the Dorito side, and I don't hate that, man. I looked at that earlier, like, 2 guys can live in there, and you have good shots on both tapes from there. Connor here for MLKings getting to the snake.
Connor Kelly at the wedge. There's Navarro on your screen. Connor Kelly can just see the top of his head. There goes Betancourt into the snake. So MLKings pushing the issue, center of the field and snake side. Peter Ninos moves on over to help out Billy Bernaccia here, snake side. So defensive posture currently for San Antonio X Factor. They don't have a big lead to protect. 8:25 still to go. And have kind of let MLKings filter up the field. Still no penetration on the D side at all for the MLKings. So that's going to be the next body to go. They still have a body at the tower, but he's kind of just posted up there. He's actually on a knee, tucked in as much as he can. Does not look at all like he wants to move up.
I really like these 3 positions from MLKing, Maddie. I think those 3 positions that close together makes it really easy to communicate, and you guys can control the whole field from there.
You got Barry at the brick, got Navarro at the wedge, and then Connor Kelly at the wedge towards the D side here but they let Billy Bernaccia get into the snake, and they shoot out Betancourt. Great job here from San Antonio X Factor, and then Meter's going to filter out behind Billy.
Yeah, Betancourt's really been struggling, Maddie. He started off the season really strong, but has really struggled through mid and end of the season. He's getting to the positions, he just doesn't understand what to do when he gets there, and you can tell. Billy Bernaccia looking inside, trying to figure out how to get himself forward. Oh, he gets caught.
Ooh, that was a great kill.
Some of the best snake guys in the world are really struggling on this snake side of the field, Maddie. Keith Brown's sitting in the middle of the field. Billy Bernaccia getting shot out regularly. Chad George is getting shot out regularly. Very challenging side of the field over here on the snake side.
Well, now Kyle Barry in a real good position here.
Again, like
X Factor on their heels is Meter Ninos in the back corner bunker. They got Tom Guest at the tower.
Yeah, Kyle keeps putting himself in the position to win the games, Maddie, and that's so valuable, man.
Yeah, Kyle Barry is getting really good at this game. It's fun to see his progression. Looks like Colt Roberts also taking the walk right now for X Factor. Shout out a little bit ago, and so that leaves, I think, just 2 players left alive right now for X Factor, and see if someone can earn a kill, try to weaken this line. No, it's not going to work out so far, and there goes the launch as Mir Ninos. Actually, he's going to get 1. He gets Kelly, and then the towel is going to be thrown. It still is going to be a 3-on-1. Actually, it would have been a 2-on-1. And it looks like Lauren has some information for us.
I do, yeah. The coach for AC Diesel said their biggest problem right now is they're just not working as a unit. He said that he feels they've been in this match every single point, but they're just throwing it away by not playing as a team. So there's plenty of time still on the clock. He's confident that they can turn this around.
Well, I love his confidence.
They have enough time. 7 minutes and 26 to go. Only down by 3, but Aftermath's kind of beating him at every stage of the game right now. Need more consistent survivability from Diesel. I feel particularly on that D side, and just more aggression in general.
You got to be aggressive. Be aggressive. Diesel with their same breakout. D1, 4 in the pocket. Mark thinks he shot someone for sure, and he did. He got the first kill on the Dorito 3.
It's a big one. It's on Thomas Kim.
Yeah, Aftermath took a big bite over there with Thomas Kim and paid for it. 5-on-4 advantage here for Diesel, but they've got 4 in the pocket and 1 of the Doritos. It's tough to get out of those spots if they allow Aftermath to get forward on the Dorito side or out on the Snake side. See who can hold the containment. Again, 7 minutes left. Aftermath loses another player, Matty. 5-on-3 advantage here for Diesel. Diesel's got to have a little bit more sense of urgency, though, here, Matty. They've got to score 3 points in 7 minutes.
Yeah, 3.7 minutes. I agree that there needs to be a sense of urgency, but they cannot run into guns right now.
No, but in a 5-on-3, you expected for them to putting a little bit more pressure down the field.
Baginski stays alive this time and finds a way to get into D3, so that's a step in the right direction. And then now they're going to get Gladstone into the Snake.
Hallberg taking the walk.
Yeah, bodies are dropping later. Bodies are dropping right now. It's not looking good at all for Aftermath.
Still going to be up by 2 points here. Only one yeah. Here goes Clint Johnson through the middle to hang the flag. Oh, looks like Snake's guy's going to beat him there. So it's going to be about 6 minutes left. 2-point game. And the Aftermath's problem there, Matty, is once they survived the breakout, they kept all 4 guys in the pocket, and they just got dinked out. And you got to get outside the pocket.
Well, signs of life from Diesel. And it really did help them that they kept bodies alive on that D side and got some forward progression. I feel like that's been a really big problem for them. Yeah, this game brought to you by Carbon Paintball. Got the brand new pack that just came out. It's actually the lightest pack on the market.
A lot of cool stuff coming out.
Yeah, Turbin and the boys have been doing a lot of work on the R&D side, coming up with good products.
And I love their branding. I love the high quality stuff, right?
Well, the story with Carbon is cool of their products because Turbin and the guys behind the scenes that develop all this stuff worked for a lot of brands for years, and then now they've been doing it themselves, and then learned after creating all these cool stuff for other people, decided to do it for themselves and created Carbon. So it's just a really good story, and they make really high level stuff.
Yeah, I just really like their.
But that new pack is pretty sweet. It's the lightest pack on the market, and we actually have one for a giveaway a little bit later. Jumping into this next point here.
Jesse Stevens taking another early walk, Matty.
Yeah, Jesse.
So well yesterday for him, but got shot out early, 2 points so far.
It's tough on that D side. We are watching lots of guys drop from that side. Really good players. It's just there's gaps over there you got to worry about, and these lanes are really been locked in for a lot of these teams off the break. Again, it has been a bloodbath all tournament long on the break. We haven't really seen a ton of 5-on-5 situations to start out these points. 6 minutes on the clock, tied up at 3. Better field position for X Factor in the center.
Yeah, but he's not really doing anything at Salcedo, right? He's got his gun up, but he's just going to switch it back.
They also have a body at the forward wedge to D side. Oh, Salcedo gets shot in his loader, and that's penalty's gonna take out Billy Bernaccia. Here comes Colt Roberts, who gets up into the 50, but he gets shot out by Kyle Berry, and then a towel gonna be thrown. So even though
they toweled another 2-on-2 because MLKings had just dropped 2 guys. Sorry, Matty.
I don't know if that was a 2-on-2 because Colt had just got shot.
Oh, did Colt get shot?
Yeah,
okay.
Colt got shot by Kyle Berry. I think that was.
I thought it was him and Archie still.
Yeah, no, and then I don't think Archie was shot. I was looking over at the other side, so. But regardless, yeah, that was a really solid point there from the MLKings to take a slight lead and going blow for blow.
20 seconds.
So right now here, 10 seconds go before the start of this next one. A 2-point lead for San Diego Aftermath. Let's see if Diesel can continue to stay alive on that treacherous D side, which is, and it's a pretty, both sides are pretty powerful, but seeing a little more bodies drop off the break on this on the D side.
Yeah, for sure, because they're trying to get out on the D side more often than they are trying to get out on the Snake side, Matty.
5-on-5 to start things out. Grayson Gladstone in a really good spot here in Snake 2.
Diesel Snake 2 early. Chung now up to the 50 Snake for Aftermath.
Yeah, Cody Chung beats Gladstone to the 50, but Gladstone looking inside, trying to put some pressure on Barrett.
Yeah, but
can't really shoot that angle from there.
Gladstone playing a little bit more defensively here, right, man? They both got the Snake at the same time. Gladstone actually got the Snake 2 earlier, but then he looked inside and never looked down the tape. Diesel loses another player. Clint Johnson really struggling here, Matty. Shot again early, last 2 points. Diesel with 4, Mark Johnson, center wing there. little tactical retreat from the can to the back center for Diesel. One body advantage here for Aftermath. Up by 2 points with over 5 minutes left in the match.
Mark Johnson getting clipped. That might have been on a bounce shot. It looked like Mark was pretty tucked in.
Yeah.
Mark
His reaction was like, how did I just get shot?
Yeah, he didn't expose himself at all. I think he just got shot on a bounce shot. That's
a lot
a
of
tough
bounce shots out here, Matty.
Yeah, that's a tough one for Mark Johnson, as he was tucked into that position at the wedge in the center. But that's just hey, you got to use every bit of the field, right? So good job for San Diego Aftermath to get a crucial kill.
Kills kill, right?
Kills the kill, especially with the lead they have and down to 4:35 left to go. Good positions for San Diego Aftermath.
Yeah, unless Diesel does something dramatic these next couple points, Aftermath's going to win this match. Only 4 minutes left, up by 2. Probably going to win this point, which is going to leave him up by 3.
Well, Cody had gone into the 50, set the trap. Now he's back at the brick.
I like that he's playing 3 different spots over
there.
Yeah,
no, it's great.
Earlier.
Cody Chong's playing outstanding for Aftermath. I mean, that's a concession there for AC Diesel. It spots Aftermath another point, but preserves enough time that they potentially could come back. But we need to see some more consistent aggression from what we feel is an aggressive team in AC Diesel. It's also good for Aftermath, well, obviously to put their 3rd win on the board, but because they had 2 one-point wins yesterday, I actually talked to Jerry, the coach for San Diego Aftermath, and he was happy that they had won 2, but he was a little frustrated that they had thrown enough points away that they couldn't get bigger leads.
Yeah.
Because knowing that spread's so crucial and knowing who we had to play in the next 2 games and not really going to be an easy road. But now with the 3-point lead, going 3-0 with the +5, if it ends this way, oh man, that looks real good for Aftermath to cruise into Sunday and then hopefully not have to play in the wild card round.
Yeah. X Factor pocketed up hard. 5 bodies in the pocket. Looks like they shoot Kyle
Berry. Big kill at this point, right? Because of how good Kyle's playing.
For sure. And the fact that MLKings are up by 1 point, X Factor needed to win this breakout. Looks like they did. Looks like they shot another now 5-on-3 advantage for X Factor as they lose their first player. But the snake player for MLKings goes into X Factor's side of the field, and I love that some of these guys are playing this more aggressively like this, Maddie, not just hiding but going forward. Now he's got 2 guns on him, forces X Factor to fill out to the snake corner.
Yeah, X Factor playing on their heels right now. Colt Roberts in the back center. Tom Guest had come over, and he's at the tall cake in the backfield, and then Billy Bernacci out wide. And X Factors, they're the ones down a point, too. So Betancourt really forcing the issue here. Connor Kelly behind him. He's at the brick inside the snake structure.
Colt Roberts is trying to figure out where he's got to move up in order to shoot the snake player from the MLKings.
But they lose Billy out of the back corner.
Oh. And they call it so the snake player can rotate. Oh, Colt Roberts gets shot now.
I mean, I like those moves from Colt, but Connor had just made a good move up, but it looks like Connor's going to come off. Oh, but look at this, though. Tom Guest slides out and gets a drop in on Betancourt. That's a huge kill, and I think it might be a one-on-one right now.
Yeah, again, Betancourt just not playing it.
But that's why they picked up Tom Guest, because he's a really smart guy, and he's real athletic for his size. I mean, he's a big dude. So, with injuries to Rainey, they needed somebody that can kind of play that position like Rainey plays it. And so this is a big opportunity right here for Tom Guest if he can win this one-on-one and earn himself a red and gold coin courtesy of Coin Duel and Hormesis.
Yeah, and this is a tough position for Coach Ryan because he likes to ring that bell, and it looks like
Tom Guest might be having problems with his loader right now.
Yeah, or out of paint, so he's just trying to force those last couple balls. No, he's got one more pot.
He might have just got a fat ball.
Yeah, fat ball syndrome.
It looks like he's good to go.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And MLKings can just shoot their gun and guard the flag really here, right? They don't have to kill Tom. They just have to burn the clock. They've already got a 1 point lead, less than 4 minutes left.
Yeah, Tom's going to have to force the issue here with 3:40. Now, not quite yet, so only a 1 point difference. And who is this? I think that might be Peterson in the back corner bunker here for the MLKings. So there's Tom Guest on your screen. But it is up to him to push forward. And he's going to start pushing the issue. And it looks like his gun's up and rolling, so that's good to know for him. He's got 2 pods left. He's got a lot of ammo to work with.
Yeah, he was smart earlier to take the time to clean it out, make sure it was working good before he locked into a gunfight.
Yeah, and it's also kind of worked out in his favor because with the slight lead, Peterson's not going to quick play it, right? Yep. So that allowed Guest the time that he needed to get his gun up and working. Well, let's see what Tom does. This is why they picked him up.
I'm more interested in what Ryan does. No offense, Tom. Did you see skinny Brian Bonini walk by earlier?
Yeah, he lost a lot of weight. But look at this story. So Tom Guest pushing the issue, goes up into the wedge. He's up and over the top right now, putting the pressure going, gun dominant, looking inside. But if that is Peterson, he has a little bit closer and to X Factor's side. And you don't have to shoot the player; you just have to hit the buzzer. Doesn't look like that's probably going to be the case because they're so close to each other. If it was a little bit spread out wide, playing on either sideline. But ooh, Tom Guest gets the drop in on him. A beautiful one-on-one victory here for Tom Guest to tie things up in a big moment for him. New player coming over to X Factor, play with Aftermath. And really like what we saw at a Guest on Aftermath, even though Aftermath had a really tough performance. They had that really amazing performance in Vegas and then just pretty much sucked the rest of the year. But one of the bright shining lights was Tom Guest, and they were real hot on picking him up, really excited about it because he can play that spot that Rainey plays. And he was kind of all over the place in this particular point. And you see a couple of these replays, and MLKings really pushing the issue that all the ground, but Colt making that move inside really forced them to have to deal with him, and that allowed Guest to get out, get the drop on Betancourt. And so that was just some good, basically, play off each other's moves out here. And this was the closing moments in the one-on-one and just getting eaten up. It's too gun dominant here for Tom Guest. I got a coin for you, Tom. Come see me. And it looks like we have an update from Lauren.
Rainey Stanzik was in the X Factor pits saying, value your lives. Tom Guest was just an excellent example of how one person can go out there and lose a point or win a point for the team. He said they need to trust their teammates and value their lives.
Well, it's a team game, but a lot of times it really does come down to individual performances. Aftermath's going to be the first to drop a body. It's a 5-on-4 situation, and Diesel needs it. Only 4 minutes to work with. They're down by 3.
Yeah, Diesel losing their first body out of the 50 snake. 4-on-4 now, Maddie. Aftermath, they are playing really well here, but I don't like the way that they've started playing these back 3 bunkers, the 2-3-4, and zoning up from there. I like those on the break, but man, they're transitional bunkers. If you stay in those for too long, you lose your opportunity to move forward into the 50s, and that's where the game is won. Hallberg in that snake cake, playing defensively.
Oh, they're calling out Hallberg.
Yeah,
that's going to be a penalty assessed, and that's going to pull out Barrett.
AC Diesel needs this. This is going to give him another. This is going to give him this point. It's going to make it a 2-point game with 3 minutes left.
So Diesel now, did they send Henningberg over to the D side? I think so. That is BJ over there. Here comes BJ Henningberg on the D side. He's going to streak all the way through, and also had Gladstone getting it done on this snake side as well. So the combo of Grayson Gladstone and BJ Henningberg.
Well, BJ might be the only one fast enough to get out to that D side.
He's really fast.
Yeah, he's got Matt Marshall type speed. So.
That's a Rich Telford type speed.
Don't wish that on anybody.
Well, one of the big problems that Diesel is having is they just don't have enough consistent survivability and offense on that D side. I love Baginski, but he's kind of getting worn out a little bit over there. Some early deaths, so they switched BJ over to that side. I think they've had Trillet over there as well too, but just in general, that's where they need a little more survivability, a little more consistent aggression.
I really feel like Level has, and the last 2 field layouts has demonstrated how important it is to play the style of the field, right? Whatever style of the field is indicative of success. If you put yourself playing the opposite style, like defensively in the pocket on this field, you put yourself in a real disadvantage, even if you're playing against one of the lower teams.
But it's a bit deceptive, though, because talking to a lot of the top players and coaches, everyone thought this field would play a little bit slower than it's actually playing out here.
Man, it's only Friday morning, Matt. Wait till Sunday. We're going to be seeing some really slow, boring games.
Oh, Betancourt gets eeten up. Actually, looks like might have traded out with Billy, so that's a good trade.
That's a great trade.
It is tied right now, tied up. 2 minutes left to go here. It's 4-on-4. It would be massive for MLKings to beat X Factor and go 2-1 with one more game to go.
Yes, we saw that win yesterday. Calberry now?
Well, because the MLKings are sitting at 19th place, and they're a team that if AC Dallas finds a way to win some games, and if they can make a Sunday and MLKings have a really bad weekend, then MLKings maybe could get relegated. It's going to be tough. AC Dallas would really have to go off because they're sitting at 116 to 90.
Can I ask you a question, Maddie?
Yes, sure, Richard. What can I do for you?
Some of the top teams here in the 20 decide not to play next season? Do teams still get relegated?
Man, I don't know. That's a question for another day. We could talk about it, but it might take a little time to talk about that. And we got a tie ball game right now. Meter Ninos getting shot out, and Archie taking the walk. So a couple big kills here, and a huge moment for the MLKings to try to take this win away as we hit the minute mark.
X Factor down to just 2 bounties left alive. Tom Guest in that stand-up can, and Not sure who's in the Dorito one, but I'm guessing it's Jesse Stevens.
No one in the snake right now for either squad. No one on the snake side, period, at all for San Antonio X Factor.
Yeah.
So the MLKings have an opportunity here if they can try to push forward and take the
going.
bunkers. It's Kyle Berry.
Carol Berry again.
He doesn't have that much time to work with. 40 seconds. Got to find a way to crack through these last two guys. I think that's all that X Factor has left.
Yep, D1 and center can. Center can
Oh,
is dead.
Kyle Berry's going to get the shot then on Tom Guess's arm. Oh, and an immediate concession, and that's smart. That is a smart concession. The second that Tom Guess got shot, knowing that Colt's probably not going to win a 1-on-3 in 39 seconds, at least preserve enough time to have a chance to come back. But what a great performance here from the MLKings. And let's check in again with Lauren.
Thanks. AC Diesel wants to get another point on that board to close out this point spread. The bounce shots out there are becoming real threats. Trillett said he was under a lot of heat in the last few points, but going out on the field, they want to be proactive, on their toes, and just cognizant of the time they have left to try to tie this up or take a win.
10 seconds.
Well, let's see if they can do it. There are a lot of bounce shots out there.
Yep. They're certainly
We saw Mark get shot on a bounce shot in that last one, and apparently AJ's been wearing it on those too. So that's just a good job by Aftermath of playing the field.
5 life for Diesel.
Like I hate bounce shots, and a lot of people do, but you got to play the bounce shots.
If they're there, yeah, man.
Unger here into the snake.
Yeah, Diesel.
So I like this that Aftermath's taking a little bit of ground
Me too.
and then going to play defense here, try to preserve this 2-point lead. 3 minutes to go. Aftermath is going to be losing Ramirez.
Yeah, I like Diesel filling up the center of the field. They lose BJ. 4-on-4, Matty.
Grayson in a good spot here at the brick, up and over the top, trying to put some pressure on Hallberg. Hallberg just trying to protect Brandon. Here comes
Aftermath crossed up, just trying to burn this clock up. Riding a 2-point lead.
And past the 50-yard line in the center, AC Diesel is at that crucial spot, the wing, the wedge past the 50. Onto Aftermath side of the field, but they're going to be losing another body on the D side.
They're trying to bounce it in on the Snake 2 player from that wedge, Matty. They're just shooting the front of the Snake pin and trying to bounce it in. So 3-on-4 advantage here for Aftermath. 3 on across the back line, and the Snake 2 crossed up.
I think that's Baginski at the wedge here for Diesel with 2 minutes left to go. He's going to have to start pushing the issue. There's still 4 bodies left alive. Aftermath doing a real good job of hanging in there, controlling lanes and tightening things up.
Yeah.
Tucked in as tight as they possibly can.
This is Aftermath's forte. Getting position and then locking up. This is the way they would like to win all their points. Taking position, locking up, and having you crash onto their guns. Lower risk, lower.
Grayson forces the issue on Unger and not able to get that kill, and that might do it here.
That's going to be the match.
Maybe. I mean, still a minute 38 left to go. Oh, Baginski goes and dives in and shoots out Unger on a trade, and it looks like it is going to be a clean trade is the question. Oh, I don't think so. Baginski kind of tripped a little bit, fell in, and tried to shoot Unger as he was diving in. It looks like he actually did put a ball on Unger.
And they, no, Unger's alive.
Oh, okay. Unger's alive. Well, he stood up for a second.
Yeah, he got worn out after that.
So Diesel is going to concede the point. They're going to concede the point. That's going to give Aftermath a 3-point spread. That's probably going to solidify their victory here. There's 3 points in a, minute 30 left? That's really almost impossible.
Toit like a toiga. Man, these are good matches.
Yeah, we got blessed this morning here for the Paintball Gods.
And I love that all the underdog teams are doing as well as they have been.
30 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we would call Aftermath an underdog team. Would you call them an underdog team?
I said all the underdog teams. I didn't say Aftermath was one of those teams. I said I'm glad that the underdog.
But they're doing well, so then by process of elimination, I thought
didn't say only the underdog teams were
kind of referencing Aftermath.
Okay. Can we get separate channels, please? X Factor, down by 1 here.
To a legit underdog team.
Yeah, with 29 seconds left.
Well, let's see what they can do. Ironman scored a 33-second point yesterday.
Jesse Stevens, Dorito 3 on the break.
And here goes Billy Bernaccia to sneak off the break, but they're going to lose Colt Roberts, going to lose Tom Guess. That's not going to help things. They do shoot Betancourt, but still 4 players left alive. Yeah, they're going to need a penalty. Need something to happen here if you're X Factor.
Yeah, 15 seconds. Jesse Stevens is in that Dorito 4. He's putting as much pressure as he can. Shoots across the field, gets Kyle Berry out.
Might have shot Mingo too.
Looks like Meaner Ninos now launching down the Dorito side of the field, gets caught. Or Snake side, sorry, gets caught.
And that is going to do it. So the MLKings going to take their second victory out here. They go 2-1. That puts X Factor
good job, guys.
1-1.
Good job.
Now, good for X Factor, though, now in this situation that they have a Mercy Row win over Uprising.
For sure.
They only lose it. They only lose this 1 by 1. So as long as they win out, they're going to be fine. But the question is that even if you go 3-1, depending on how these next 2 games go for X Factor, you could potentially be playing in that wild card round, which means you have to win 4 games on Sunday in order to win the tournament, which is the hardest route. So timeout called here as both Diesel and Aftermath spilling onto the field. So I'm thinking the timeout might be for Diesel because they're coming back to the pits a little bit here.
Yeah, and it looks like they're talking to Matt over there, coach for AC Diesel. Matt Sossman.
Yeah, I like that pickup as a coach.
I don't know. I do too. I don't know if I can see this point. I mean, I feel like if Aftermath is going to play this a long, slow point, so if you lose a guy or 2 on the break, you're not throwing the point away for Diesel. But I definitely don't want to lose another point in my margin based on the fact that they lost their game yesterday. I don't want to go 2-2 and have a low margin.
Yeah, I mean,
you kind of argue it either way, right?
Yeah. Obviously, it just depends on what happens the rest of this day and tomorrow.
Well, they're clearly not going to tie this match up, right?
Most likely, yeah. They're not going to tie this one up.
And
minute
they haven't
13.
been winning points again. They've been losing most of the points they played against the Aftermath, so playing another point against them gives them an opportunity to probably lose another point. I just don't think that helps.
Well, Diesel came into this one with a 0 wins and 1 loss, and they lost by 3 yesterday. So if they lose this one by 3, they'll be -6, 0-2, which is not good. Really puts the pressure on them and it's going to make it really exciting to watch Diesel's next 2 games.
BJ back on the snake side.
Yeah, BJ goes right into the snake. So quick moves here. Is Gladstone going to take the walk though for Diesel?
Baginski up to that wing again. Mark Johnson up.
They got 60 seconds to work with. See, they put the point on the board for margin.
Going to be tough. 4-on-5 here. They are trying though. Diesel is trying to go forward. Clint Johnson now again getting shot early out of the back line. Diesel with 3-on-5 here.
Oh, Baginski caught over the top, but can't knock him for that.
Yep, 2-on-5.
Here comes Johnson. Johnson all the way onto Aftermath side. Still some bodies in front of him. There goes Barrett, gets peeled off as BJ Henningberg on the attack, but he gets chewed up trying to take ground. Leaving just Mark Johnson here to try to make something happen. He's in the center, and he's about to get run down by Ramirez.
Yeah, this is going to cost him another point, Matty.
Yeah, 24 seconds left. So they take the risk, try to put a point up on the board for margin. It's going to give an extra one, so it'll be a -7 heading into their next 2 games.
When your margin's already big, man, you got to really protect that. I mean, you've already got a -6. That 1 extra point might get you.
Really helps out Aftermath, though.
It certainly does.
Because now Aftermath is 3-0.
Plus like 14 or something?
No, they're going to be +5.
Not too bad.
So, yeah, I mean,
so if they go and lose their last match by 5, they'll still be 3 and even, and that gets you.
I mean, they're going to go, even if they get blown out, they still go 3-1, maybe having to play in a wild card round, but maybe not.
Yeah.
It really just, again, depends on what everyone else does, but so that is going to do it here. Going to jump into this next set. It's going to be Tampa Bay Damage taking on Thunder Dynasty and AC Dallas. Again, this game was brought to you by Carbon Paintball. So check out the new lightest pack on the market. They just came out with here at World Cup. We're actually going to be giving one of those away. Also going to be giving away from the move of the day yesterday. I'm going to be picking out of this hat here shortly to see who won the Unite goggle system from the Push game, a move of the day yesterday. So stick around. More action coming at you for the 2021 NXL World Cup. I'm Matty Marshall with Rich Telford. We got one of the paintball legends coming up here next, Isaac Barrow. We'll be right back. Stick with us.